Hello, dear friends. If all we do is focus on the problems, we are actually energizing the problems. We are making them last longer. We are reinforcing the reality of the problems. The thing to do is to focus on the solutions, not the problems. Keep in mind that pessimism and defeatism is a mental program implanted by the bad guys to keep us from struggling. Opinion piece. We are Star Wars. It's time to go home. Humankind's past. Now you know how great you are. There was a war in the solar system. A planet exploded between Mars and Jupiter. Refugees became slaves. We are descended from the refugees of Maldek. It's time to ascend to the higher realms. We are legends and we are making history. Few people enjoy Earth's beauty. This kind of beauty is very rare in the universe. We have the first chance to be free. You are the ancient ancestral aliens. We are angels encased in material body. The heroes of antiquity were you yourselves. There are 4.5 billion starseeds on Earth. You are part of a planetary rescue mission. You are the most advanced spiritual beings on the planet. Your goal is to create abundance, freedom, health, and peace. You are the gods who came from heaven to earth. Only the strongest were asked to come to earth. Let's start. The plot of the Star Wars movies describes the experience of a group of characters living in a galaxy far away and interacting with elements such as the Force, a metaphysical and omnipresent energy field that possesses a light side driven by wisdom, nobility, and justice, and used by the Jedi Knights, and a dark side used by the iniquitous Sith, and provoked by anger, fear, and hatred. Something similar is happening today on Earth, as a remnant of the ancient Orion War. Many years ago, at the time of Atlantis, our sister planet Maldek, Vulcan, or Phaeton exploded. They were at war. It was an internal war with many negative off-planet factions helping to continue the war. They supplied weapons and fuel to both sides of the war, the same as the warlords on Earth do now. They supply both sides because they enjoy war and do business. The disruption theory suggests the destruction of a planet that lay between Mars and Jupiter, which gave rise to the asteroid belt between the two planets. Based on simulations, space scientists John Chambers and Jack J. Lissauer have proposed the existence of a planet between Mars and the asteroid belt, passing in a successively eccentric and unstable orbit some 4 billion years ago. The Titius-Bode law posited that it existed between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, the destruction of which led to the formation of the asteroid belt, including the dwarf planet or giant asteroid Ceres. The planet was named after Phaeton, the son of the sun god Helios in Greek mythology, who attempted to drive his father's sun chariot for a day with disastrous results and was eventually destroyed by Zeus. The asteroid belt is a torus-shaped region in the solar system, or bull-shaped, located between the orbits of the planets Jupiter and Mars, It contains a large number of solid bodies of many sizes. A irregular belt is also called the main belt to distinguish it from other asteroid populations in the solar system, such as near-Earth asteroids and Trojan asteroids. Explosion. Tao and Sunji of Mercury talk about the nuclear war on Earth by Sharon Stewart. This is a personal commentary. I assume that the inhabitants of Mercury live in the interior of the planet, not on the surface, whose temperature ranges from 350 degrees Celsius during the day to minus 170 degrees below zero at night. All planets would be hollow, including Earth. According to Taiwo and Sanji, exploded the planet Maldek, but before this time, many of them were able to escape. Vulcan was in the present Kuiper belt. These warring factions went to Mars and continued the war there. The people who were already living on Mars told them to leave. They did. Where did they go? They went on Earth. Our present situation has much to do with events throughout history in our solar system. The refugees became slaves to the 13 bloodlines, which were already established. The Anunnaki are the ones who make up the bloodlines. They mated with humans to live among you. They are what you call longheads or Homo sapiensis. These Anunnaki were infiltrated by powerful demons called Archons or Rulers, and the warring factions that fought on Mars were seduced into becoming their slave race. In ancient Greece, the Archons were the magistrates who held the most important positions in the city government. The Earthling's role in this war was to be an animal. You were exploited and remain so to this day. Your people have been victimized and held captive for a long time. Now, finally, you are getting your first chance at true freedom. But that means you must ascend into the fifth dimension along with your planet. Gaia understands what will save you and decided to undertake this ascension to facilitate the salvation of the people of Earth. Our ships adorn your skies. We're studying you, your reactions, trying to understand your way of thinking. We have been helping to protect the key players in this liberation process. We are both on the ground and in the skies. Not all Mercurians look like Earthlings. Your bloodlines are different from our bloodlines, they say, are different from Earthlings, although we all consider ourselves human. You have many Nordics, as well as lineages of certain skin colors, and your eyes are relatively straight. We have eyes that would give us all away as aliens to your planet. So, when we walk among you, we wear full body suits or wear dark glasses that we never take off. Atlantis. The warring peoples who came to Atlantis sought to conquer the entire solar system, and one of the planets they decided to attack was ours. Mercury is an excellent hunter and an excellent god of war, as are his people. We defended ourselves against the attacks from Earth, and in turn we had to seek out those who were making these attacks to identify them and try to deal with them. The Atlanteans and Lemurians, who were the most advanced races on Earth at the time, opposed our landing to get justice. All we were trying to do was to stop the attacks on our people and nothing more. We were a species at war for a long time. We had finally found our peace in the time of Atlantis and Lemuria, so perhaps our presence was not well received because they were so fresh in their minds the memories of what we had become. There are still unaddressed aspects that natural law would have us heal. We worked hard to do so. We thought that perhaps we could mend fences by helping the outer earth, and by doing this, the Agarthans would see that we are now a benevolent species with good intentions. We have a planet Mercury that is excellent in its ability to protect, even blanketing the planet, so that we are undetectable to hostile visitors flying this solar system. But yes, it is the fabric of space that everyone is concerned about when it comes to nuclear technology. Nuclear technology comes from the Greys. They gave you this technology knowing that you would ultimately misuse it to commit suicide, and your people were seduced because they felt it gave them a lot of power. The deal was nuclear technology in exchange for human life, so the Zeta have one of both counts, as you commit suicide anyway. The Greys are evil. They give you the means to commit suicide or annihilate yourselves, as they see it. They believe they are innocent, and that they cannot be persecuted by universal law because of their actions. Many of the negative species are that manipulative. However, as much as Mercurians are proud of their defenses, they seek to help others in need. The place to start, of course, is our neighbors, because we live so close to you. The Agarthans still have their reservations about the people of Mercury, but those on the surface do not, which is why we prefer to help you build trust with everyone else in the galaxy. Suffering. Planet Earth is in very bad shape by Peter B. Mayer. In the beginning, Planet Earth was created as the most beautiful planet in the universe, very diverse and natural, as were the creatures that inhabited it. Again and again, the possibility arose to maintain the planet as Mother Nature intended. From the position in which the planet Earth was around it, it was possible to clearly observe what was happening to the inhabitants of the planets and how much damage was being done. They understood that we had been taught what was the great objective of the clique to destroy planet Earth. They also knew all the past history of our planet, because everyone in the universe knows exactly what we have gone through the Earth throughout history. Despite all the suffering due to many deliberately created problems, such as wars and floods, caused by the so-called duality, more and more an attempt was made to find peace and harmony from the heart. Unfortunately, today only a few people enjoy the beauty and nature of the Earth. Many do not appreciate its beauty as it should be. Any other planet in the universe where people live is beautiful within their own vision. But beauty like that of planet Earth is very rare in the whole universe. Rescue. The Federation decided that our planet must be rescued from the hands of the Satanists who have terrorized the planet and its inhabitants for over 450,000 years. Finally, some 4.5 billion elite star beings decided to voluntarily go to Earth for this long-term liberation mission. Then the decree was given to send a rescue mission to Earth as soon as possible. For some time, they all gathered in large Federation halls and began to prepare their mission to Earth. On large tables, they opened the scrolls and writings of light and began to make a plan for the journey to Earth. They made plans, cosmic contracts, and agreements for their mission to Earth. Controllers. According to Michael Love, water is a necessity for the development of life as we know it. Mesopotamian texts leave no doubt about the presence of water on the planet Nibiru, where the Anunnaki originated. Because of the presence of water, this planet is called the green planet of life. To preserve the matrix, the external rulers enlisted the help of the Templars, the magical priesthood of Melchizedek, as well as part of the ancient priesthood of Solomon, which directly links the order to older civilizations and to the ancient Egyptian pharaonic system and its priesthood. The priesthoods of the biblical prophet Melchizedek and King Solomon, as well as the Essenes, recorded this in the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Coptic papyri of Nag Hammadi, including the contents of the Lost Gospels and the Book of Enoch. Those at the top of the hierarchical pyramid are known as the Luciferian pharaonic rulers of Octagon, based in Switzerland, which appears to be the core of the global octopus of running elites with their tentacles extending into every nook and cranny of our society. Descent. We planned and detailed every event and situation that would happen when we incarnated on Earth in human bodies. When we all go together and made a plan for our mission, when we made all our plans, we were ready to leave for Earth. We opened a multi-dimensional door in the middle of the Great Hall, and this was the starting point of our journey and the gateway to Earth. At that moment, we all held hands, took a deep breath, and jumped into the abyss. As we lowered our body frequency to levels we had never experienced before, we plunged through two-dimensional levels as we fell. As we descended, we crossed the frequency barriers that separated dimensions, and it was quite painful to say the least. Each of us emerged again at the other end of this tunnel of light. At the end of this third-dimensional Earth tunnel was a female birth tunnel. Our soul was born in human body as a baby, as we were on Earth. It is a multi-dimensional journey, so it works on multiple levels. Atherization. The first day of your first incarnation on Earth was about 5 million years ago. The day you arrived on Earth, the landing was not soft, in fact. You made an emergency landing with your light body ship. When your Merkaba crashed on Earth that day, your light vehicle was damaged by the impact. Your higher self was knocked out, and you were completely unconscious. You were stranded on a strange world, and you remained in this unconscious state for millennia. Then one day, another higher self came and saw you unconscious and tapped you on the shoulder and said, "Wake up. You have been sleeping for a long time. Look at the great ship that brought you to Earth. It's time to repair the damage to your light vehicle, recharge the fuel cells, and prepare to ascend back to the heavens from whence you came. It is time to ascend to the higher realms. It is time to go home. Going home. You know what happened. You know the story. You know who you are, what you can do, and where you came from. You know the details of the events that have led to the now, even from eons ago. You are now fully conscious and have developed your soul. You are ready to return home. Just remember that your main mission is to help humankind and that you must wait a little longer for them. They are all coming faster than you think. People are closer than ever to being able to receive the story of what really happened, but we must tell it to them in a gentle way and only when they are fully ready to hear it. The galactic wars have since ended, and there is now peace between all the star nations. No dark forces are now controlling planet Earth, and more light information is beginning to flow to Earth beings from the fifth dimension. This light is truth, and this truth is complete freedom. As this light continues to permeate the Earth realm, humankind will begin to awaken to an incredible level. Coalition. In Earth year 2015, the Federation established the Earth Alliance, which is composed of elite light forces located on the surface with the mission to move humans faster along the positive timelines. A large number of coalition beings now occupy powerful positions within world organizations and governments, and from this inner position they are influencing major positive changes. These wonderful beings have recently initiated major restarts around the planet, and things are accelerating to this new timeline as the galactic level restart spreads around the world. The major fifth dimensional star nations involved in benevolent service to humankind at this time are Andromedans, Arcturians, Sumerians, and Pleiadians. Rest assured that one of these groups is your immediate Lyra hominid star family, and from there you came from your journey to Earth. You can easily find out which star family you belong to by doing a little research to learn the different characteristics of each group. You, as a large group, are a different type of human being from the indigenous people of Earth. You are human enough because you are in a human body and live with humans every day. But you know very well that you are different from them. You are not better than them, but you simply resonate at a higher frequency. We are angels. In fact, the ancient books say, in quotes, angels are created a little higher than humans. Becoming aware of who and what you really are is one of the main goals of your journey to Earth. So, who and what are you ultimately? We could say an angel, and it could be true. Angels are misunderstood in religious teachings because you do not have feathery wings and you are not soft, little, cute babies like loving bears. You look like you, and I look like me, and we are the most powerful beings in the universe. We could call you a celestial being, a being of light, a star being, or star seed, and be right. We could say you are an extraterrestrial, and it would be 100% accurate, because you came to Earth from another world. Science has shown that a large part of our genetic code didn't come from Earth. When you see ancient megalithic stones with carved markings on them, know that you made them yourself. When you study heroes of ancient civilizations, know that it was yourself. Traces of what you built here are still scattered all over the planet today. You are the ancient ancestral aliens, except we don't like the word alien. We prefer to be called family. You are the gods who came from heaven to earth. You are a living legend who are making the history. All the ancient books of human history have written about you. The great story we are telling is the story of yourselves. Do not belittle yourself. A great mission. You came from a heavenly world to earth millions of years ago. You came here deliberately and purposefully, and you have already made this world a better place. But just by being here in harmony. Remember that only the strongest and most advanced souls were asked to come to earth on this great mission to help humankind. So now that you are here, you already know how great you are. Right now, there are about 4.5 billion elite starseeds located on the planet who are your direct Lyran human relatives who came here from the fifth dimension to change the energy of this hurting realm. These 4.5 billion elite starseeds are now the most advanced spiritual beings on earth. They are the guides and teachers who work every day to create a better world for all. Their main goal is to create high-frequency reality on earth, where humans are abundant, free, healthy, and live together in peace. This great journey to earth has been a long and arduous mission, filled with much pain, but also filled with many beautiful moments. It is the contrast that exists in our beautiful home on earth that we love so much. Earth is a very special place, and there is no place in all the cosmos that is exactly the same. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.